The one and only Rogier Bak.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Live, clean, very good. How you guys doing? Good. All right. Glad to be in Rotterdam, guys. I'm not a really awkward guy per se, but I have this tendency, you know, to sometimes make a situation a little bit more awkward than it needs to be. You ever do that? You know? Like recently I was at a show and during the intermission I really had to go to the bathroom right before I went on stage. You get these kind of nervous pees before you go on stage. And you know, I go into the bathroom and it's just 2 urinals and a stall, right? 2 urinals are taken, 2 guys are already at the urinal, so I'm like, okay, well, open the stall. I open the stall and there's this guy in there, right? He hadn't locked the door. He's just, you know, facing, or like his back is facing me. And I open the door, and I go, nice. I don't know why. I didn't have a plan. You know, it's as if I was kind of hoping one day I would open a stall and there'd be a guy urinating already, be like, nice. Good, perfect. This is the best way to have a conversation. Mind if I join? She was worried it was gonna like, please don't. Like, even better, it'd be like, open the door. Perfect. Let's talk about Jesus Christ. Close the door behind me, lock it. Very good. I'm not a creepy guy, per se. Speaking of creepy guys, the Nazis. Let's switch gears a little bit, Second World War. I've always been very interested in the Second World War, you know, like Rotterdam obviously went through a lot in the Second World War. Do you guys know how a lot of Nazis fled to South America after the Second World War? You guys know about that? Yeah. A little history lesson for you guys. You know, it's not just a comedy night; it's also a lecture. But so you guys are mostly aware of that, right? Yeah. I always wondered, like, why South America? As a Nazi, you know, if there's going to be one place where you stand out, it might be South America. You know, but you know, I was so curious about their thinking. You know, their mindset. So it was like, ooh, I'll just slip away unnoticed. No one will see me. I'll just blend right in. Buenos dias, señor. Mi casa aquí. Yes, yo soy. My name is Herman. No. Lopez. Hermano Lopez. So I'll just comb my hair to the other side. They'll never know. You know, some of the lesser-known Nazis could have gotten away with that probably, but you know, the Nazi, Hitler, couldn't have gotten away with that. Far too recognizable. I bet even if he, I wonder, like, if he had shaved his mustache, if he had changed his appearance, right, he fled. Let's say Hitler got a little man bun, you know, nice and modern, shaved, nice and modern. You know, if he fled to South America, to Argentina, for example, I bet he would show up at passport control and they'd be like, aren't you Hitler? He'd be like, me, 9-9, no, I am Arnold Hitler. Okay. And he's thinking, I shaved, what the hell? Bienvenido, Mr. Healer. Say he gets through passport control, right? I bet you, I swear, someone out in the street obviously would have been like, hey! Don't I know you from something? Yes, you look so familiar. What is it? It's your face. Are you famous? And he's trying to play dumb, of course, like, 9, I have always lived aquí. He's like, no, I swear, man, are you in the movies or something? What is it? And you know, after a while, his ego starts playing up because he's like, I am Hitler after all. And he goes, oh, that's right, Charlie Chaplin. Goodness, man, you look so much taller than in the movies. Okay, good. You guys like that Second World War reference? Good. You guys travel. First, by round of applause, who's not from the Netherlands? Yes, people, the invasion is real. Get out now! You guys travel a lot, I'm sure. You know, you're all young, millennials, cool people. You guys travel, like, use Airbnb? Yeah. Sure, yeah. Do you host on Airbnb?
I tried.
You tried and it didn't happen.
After a while, saying, do this, do that, do this, do that.
You don't like to be told what to do. You're like, no, thank you, Airbnb. I'll make my own rules. My wife and I actually hosted on Airbnb for a while. It went great. We love rules. Tell me what to do, please. I have no idea. But so it went great for a few months, and then we got a booking by Gary and Louise from Ireland. And Gary and Louise from Ireland came to celebrate Gary's 30th birthday in Amsterdam. So they booked with us 2 nights. And on the day that they're supposed to check in, I haven't heard from them yet, but at 6:15 in the evening, I get a call. So I pick up the phone, I'm like, oh, it must be Ireland, it says an Irish number. So I pick up and say, hello, this is Roger. And I hear, ha! Airbnb! Like, no, it's Roger, but sure, Airbnb, yeah. What's your address? So well, it should say it on the listing, right? I don't know if you have this. Okay, and he hangs up. I'm like, oh, okay. That's weird. So I look at my wife, like, this is a very strange guy. I'm sure. Anyway, I get, about 45 minutes later, I get a text from them, right? So like 7 o'clock, I get a text and it says, would you mind if we come tomorrow? And we won't spend the night with you now, but we'll pay anyway. So I don't give a fuck what you do, as long as you pay me, right? At 7:30, I get a text, one more text, and it said, we've been robbed. So I text back, I'm like, oh my God, you've been robbed? Are you okay? What happened? I get nothing, right? About 45 minutes later, I get one of those texts, like, have you ever just run your finger across the keyboard and it has a whole bunch of numbers and letters, right? So it says, we're at FGH HTL F8, number 8, Usher Street 37. We're like, so I text back, I have to ask this. Are you sober? Right? Get nothing. And then we do our best to Google this place. It seems like it's a police station. Right? In the station, oh my God, they're at a police station. So I text them, are you okay? Are you at a police station? A little while, like 5 minutes later, I get a text back, we're on the way, found a cab, as if nothing happened. Okay, cool. And we had told them already, like, please be at our place by like 10, we're getting up early, we both work the next day, so be there by 10, please. At fucking 11 o'clock, a taxi pulls up out front of our building, right? Black taxi. We step out onto the balcony, and we see this little scene unfold, right? So the back door of the taxi opens up, and a hand reaches out with a phone, blasting music, 11 o'clock at night. And Gary just gets out of the cab. Blasting music, and there's this bit of shrubs like out front of a building, and he's looking at the bushes as if he's been to our place before and he lost something the last time he left. Right? He's looking, he's kind of going around and holding up the phone. Right? And then Louise follows him out of the cab, and she's just looking around, and she says, "We're looking for 199," and we live at 199. She's like, "We're looking for 199." And then my wife, Tanya, is on the balcony. She's like, hey, guys, we're up here, just up, first floor. Guys? And Gary finally turns around after a while and still holding the phone. And he looks up, and his first words are, can I smoke on your balcony? Oh, shit. I was like, well, yeah, sure, fine. Just come up first and we'll get you set up, right? They're robbed. I'm like, man, they have nothing. So I open our door, and they come up the stairs, and this bouquet, this waft of cigarette smoke and weed and alcohol is just flowing up the street like 2 human ashtrays. They're just like waddling up the stairs. And Louise steps aside, she's like, we didn't know Amsterdam was such a dangerous place. We've been robbed. She's like, yeah, we know, like what happened? And so she starts explaining, right? She said, well, we smoked 3 joints. Good start. 3 fucking joints. Were you trying to tranquilize a horse? 3 fucking joints. It's like, yeah, and then we had some beers. I'm like, oh, good, we're mixing now. Good. It's like, and then Gary and I got into a fight, right? And Gary stormed out, and I followed him. And when we got back 15 minutes later, our bags were gone. I was like, yeah, no shit. You donated your bags. They belong to the people of Amsterdam, right? So, she's like, can we please take a shower? I was like, well, why don't we first show you to the room? So I showed him to the room. And I'm explaining to Gary how the lock works and everything. And I look over to Louise, and in 10 seconds, she has taken her top off, and she's just topless in the fucking room. I'm like, okay, all right, I guess this is how we do it in Ireland, right? let me not judge. And then Louise asks Tanya, she's like, hey, can I buy some underwear off you? We have nothing. We've been robbed. And Tanya's like, underwear's on the house. We're homeowners, it's fine. And so Gary, the old opportunist, he's like, hey, yeah, man, me too. Could I get some shorts and a t-shirt? It's like, fine, have it, And so Louise says, well, do you mind if I take a shower? That would be really helpful. So we show them to the shower. 30 seconds. She's in there for 30 fucking seconds. And we hear, coming out of the bathroom. And it's Louise having a terrific orgasm. No, she was so off her rocker that she couldn't find a way to turn the little temperature valve. It's just a very simple, one of those thermometer things that you just turn to warm up the water. She was taking an ice cold fucking shower, right? And Gary, the gallivanting gentleman that he is, walks to our bathroom door, puts both of his hands on the door, puts his forehead against the door, and he stands there and he yells out, "It's all right, sweetheart. The cold water's good for you, Louise. It is!" And Tanya and I look at each other, we're like, oh, we've got ourselves a fucking problem. Okay? So Louise comes out, just wearing a t-shirt. Just that, nothing else. So she's walking to the bedroom, and the bottom half of her ass is just sort of peeking out, and she's walking to the bedroom. We're like, oh yes, we've definitely got ourselves a fucking problem. So they go to bed, right? We're in the kitchen, having a little meeting, Tanya and I, and we're like, we can't give these people their fucking keys. Not doing it. We have to go to work tomorrow. They will not have access to our place, right? But now it's 1 a.m., right? We go to bed, and I barricade our door. I know what I look like. I'm not quite as tall as you, but I'm fairly tall. I work out, but I'm like, there are knives in the fucking kitchen, and we're not going out like that, right? So I grab some heavy stuff that I can find, and I barricade a door. I leave it open just a crack so I can hear them approach. But they can't just barge in, right? So we go to bed, we lay down. 20 minutes later, there's a knock on our door. Who else but Gary, right? And I get up and I'm like, dude, you can't do this, Gary. You got it. And I open the door mid-sentence, and he has his phone on, puts it in my face, and it says 112 on the screen, right? So our emergency number. And I'm like, I said, Gary, what are you doing? What's going on? And he looks at me with this dead stare in his eyes, and he says, I've got head pains. Who the fuck calls it head pains? Right? And I was like, Gary, what's going on, dude? And he says, I need a head doctor. Who the fuck calls it a head doctor? What's going on? So I take the phone and I talk to the lady on the phone, right? I'm trying to translate for her what he's telling me. He's like, I've got chest pains, I've got head pains. I really need a doctor. I need to go to the hospital. And so I'm trying to calm him down a little bit. I walk back to their bedroom, and I walk in, and there's Louise laying on the bed with the sheets strapped around her face. She looks up to the ceiling and she goes, we are Gary and Louise, and we have mental health problems. What in the entire fuck is happening? Right? And so we call an ambulance. The ambulance people show up, and Gary gets triaged, right? They do some tests on him, and he starts listing all the fucking medication he's on. Lithium, olanzapine, another Zapine, and a fan, because Gary is bipolar. And he stayed off his meds because he knew I'm coming to Amsterdam to smoke a lot of weed and my medicine will interfere. Good, smart Gary, thank you. Bipolar, on drugs and alcohol, it's fine. What could go wrong, right? And so he's trying to convince them of something, that he's really sick, and he's like, I really need a ride to the hospital. I need my medication. And the ambulance people are like, it doesn't work like that. We're not a taxi. And you're Dutch. Very correct. It doesn't work like that. And then Louise chips in. She's like, oh, I always have my medication on me. I work in healthcare as well because I'm schizophrenic. Oh, it just keeps getting fucking better, doesn't it? And so, Gary gets visibly upset, and the ambulance people, they come to me, they're like, hey, do you want us to call the cops? I said, say no more, call the cops now. I want them out, right? And so the cops show up, they take them out, right? By now it's like 2:30. We're like, oh, thank God, right? They're gone, we can go to sleep. The next morning, we get a call from a psychiatric unit, one of the local hospitals in Amsterdam. And they're asking if we know a guy by the name of Gary from Ireland. I said, yeah, we do know him. He was supposed to stay with us last night. It didn't work out. Kept our side, just kept quiet until our side of the story. And we're like, hey, what happened to Louise, his girlfriend? And they're like, the lady on the phone is like, there's no Louise. No, he just came by himself. So what the fuck happened to Louise, right? We didn't find out until 1 week later, when a review popped up on our account. Gary and Louise. And here's the review. It said, wonderful people, very hospitable, kind of a okay bed. It was an air bed. I'm like, okay, now your standards all of a sudden high, right? Five-star standards. It said, but we can't give more than 4 stars because the shower was absolutely shit. Thank you guys. My name is Rogier Bak. Have a wonderful rest of the night. Thank you.
Oh, this is a crazy mother.